I did a lot of one-on-ones. I had about 4 or 5 DJs that I did one-on-ones with in person, and we were talking about programming. And it's funny, I showed them each this list I have of 5 songs. And it's like Crazy in Love, Low by Flo Rida, Yeah by Usher, maybe Hey Ya's, and I forget what the other 2 are. But it's like these are the songs that come to my mind when I'm like, these are the most overplayed songs by DJs. And almost every DJ I met with, literally their top 2 songs were in that 5-song list that I made up. And like, that is how prevalent, you know, it is, you know, how much the same songs get repeated. But I also talk to DJs about this when you talk about price shopping, you know, the dreaded, oh, well, we found another DJ cheaper. What I say to DJs is, if you're playing the same songs that the guy down the street's playing, it makes absolute sense to find another DJ cheaper. The reason that price becomes something that doesn't matter anymore is when you're playing something that's different than what the DJ down the street is playing. Then the price doesn't matter, because then it's you know, they want your style. They don't care that the price is cheaper. If they're going to hear Yeah and Crazy in Love, yeah, you might as well just pay the cheaper DJ to play it. I even agree with that.
And what you play is a part of your brand. You know, bringing it back to your little seminar, you know, that's also a big part of your brand. You know, if you just play the same old shit, then, you know, you get put in that box. And how do you go about finding or rediscovering songs that were like hits and stuff like that? Do you scroll through charts and shit? Like, you know, like how do you like when you're planning, when you're looking for new shit to play, when you're tired of what you're already been playing or whatever, like what do you do?
So I go through, I have a whole big section in my presentation about this, but I mean, I'll go through old Billboard, like you can find the top 100 from Billboard from almost any year. Like you can go back, top Billboard hits of 2006, top Billboard hits of 2007. Like I'll go back through those and I'll look at songs and I'll be like, you know, what am I missing? And like the advantage I have now, you know, is I've been DJing in nightclubs since 2001. So, you know, I look at something from 2006, a list, I know which of those songs were big and what songs weren't big and what songs maybe other DJs forgot about and they shouldn't have. So Billboard's a big one for me. I go through, there's a lot of different sites. Sometimes I'll bounce off of like Rolling Stone or NME, which is New Music Express, XXL. Like they'll do these critics lists. So they'll do like the best Beyonce songs of all time or the best Prince songs of all time. You know, like that's kind of a little bit, you know, something, it's not a chart, but like sometimes there are songs that are, you know, were like an album cut or weren't really super successful on a chart, but were actually, you know, became a hit, you know, or popular amongst that fan base, which leads me into the next thing that I look at sometimes, which is Setlist FM. So one cool thing about Setlist FM is it has artist statistics for each artist. So it tells you the song that was the most performed song by that artist in concert. So for instance, Jay-Z, what do you think the most performed song by Jay-Z in concert is?
Public service announcement. And that wasn't even
exactly.
on an album, right? Wasn't that a mixtape song or some shit?
No, it was on an album. Yeah, it was on was it on The Blueprint, I believe? Was it?
I always thought that was like a weird cut for some reason.
No, it was because it was an interlude. You know, because it wasn't even a full song. So now I need to. Yeah, now I'm like looking it up on the computer because I'm.
But that's smart to see their set list, because like then the true fans of these artists, I mean, they know what to play for the fans or whatever. That's a really good indication.
It was on the Black Album, so the album that had, you know, Dirt Off Your Shoulder and stuff on. So anyways, so if you're a younger DJ, so I know public service announcement because like I was DJing in club, that was like huge. But if you're a younger DJ, like that's not going to show up on a Billboard chart because that didn't get played on the radio. Yeah. And so you can look up and see, oh, this is Jay-Z's most played song, you know? Mariah Carey, her second and third most played songs, I forget what her first one is, but her second and third are Always Be My Baby and Fantasy, which are to me, the two biggest Mariah songs that like I play in sets. So yeah, like I think that Setlist FM is cool because it's showing you what the most played song is by an artist. Sometimes too, I'll look through their actual sets and you'll see like, you know, Fall Out Boy always plays, which is, honestly, I love Fall Out Boy and I'm not big on this song of theirs, but like Saturday is like their last, like is their encore, like all the time. So you might find an artist that like song X, Y, or Z is always their encore. So, you know, that's probably a big song. Like if you have, maybe not for like a general audience, but if you have an audience that's super big Fall Out Boy fans or super big My Chemical Romance fans or something, like look at that artist and say, what are they playing? What's their most played song? What's their like finale or encore song they always use? And then I like to look at lists like, you know, your Crates Online or, you know, Crate Hackers or all the different, you know, I know you do it for Beat Source and all the other record pools have like, you know, lists, top 10s, top 20s of different genres. Like I love looking through those to come up with, nuggets. So, and I have my own for those of you that want to check it out. And I think you referenced, I think I will do at some point on my socials. I think I'm going to do a Black Friday or Cyber Monday sale later in the week. But I do have
links in the description for your crates, by the way. So if you guys want to check out Dave's crates, I did put the link in the description to make it nice and easy. He does have some fire crates, obviously. But yeah, so this Setlist FM is like legit. Like that's because like one thing I'm been working on and it's tough is I've been trying to tap into the mixtape eras. And because these are because all the stuff wasn't played on the radio, nothing. I'm trying to figure out like, you know, the Mac Miller mixtape era, the Wiz Khalifa mixtape era. Because like in that era, like when all these mixtapes were coming out and Dat Piff was like where a lot of people listen to their music, you know, I was in college, I was in high school, and then a little bit after college, and I was just such a big Lil Wayne Drake fan. That's all I listened to. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So like I know about all that, but like I missed so much other shit, and I think, you know, looking at these set lists, that this might be a good way for me to look and see like, you know, what Mac Miller mixtape songs are banging, like, you know what I mean? Which one, like what, you know, what am I missing here? Because like that's some like you had to been there type knowledge shit, I think, you know. Right.
An interesting thing about Mac Miller and Wiz is that there are some their old mixtapes that I think they did it last year in 2020. They actually because some of them had samples in them. So their record labels got all of the samples cleared and they re-released them as actual like official releases. So like now, formerly you couldn't stream it on like Apple Music or Amazon or something because it was a mixtape, and now it's an official release. So I know the two songs by Mac and Wiz that got a big bump last year were The Thrill by Wiz, which sampled Walking on a Dream by Empire of the Sun. And right around the same time, Mac Miller had The Spins, which was also an Empire of the Sun sample, which I love Empire of the Sun. I forget the name of the song that The Spins sampled, but those were both big mixtape songs, but you couldn't listen to them anywhere but like the mixtape. And so Cushion.
Like, this was never available on Apple Music, and this is like one of the greatest mixtapes of all time, you know?
Yeah. And now those songs almost had a resurgence because last year now they are available on Apple mixtapes and on, you know, Spotify, whatever, wherever you listen to your music at. So that definitely helped too.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Yeah, they're actually clearing all that music and like making it available because those were huge. And like those artists, they didn't make no money off that stuff. That Piff, they didn't get paid. They just got exposure. This was your way to make it. This is your way to get your record deal. So like these artists, there's so many artists like actually got big off of that Piff, like releasing all these mixtapes, blowing up, and then getting the record deal, and then coming out with an album. J. Cole was another one. J. Cole, you know, I remember when J. Cole came out with his first album and it had Workout on it, and Workout was his first like hit song commercially. A lot of people said J. Cole's done. He's done. This is whack because his mixtape shit was crazy. He went so hard, you know what I mean? Like the way he was like spitting and like the beats and everything. And then he went so commercial with the first album, and then he ended up getting back to his like true self and ended up having like a great career or whatever. But like so many artists that like we know and love, you know, were broke on Dat Piff, just getting all those plays, and then finally got the record deal and made it through that whole era. Right. And like I've been trying to discover all the old shit that I never heard or I missed or I forgot about or whatever. Like I think there's a lot of gems in there that everyone will know, that will work for your crowd, that you need that second level intuition to even play. You know what I mean? Like that's like sleepers.
Well, like, I mean, so in Monster by Kanye, you know, obviously the Nicki verse where Nicki just owns that record, you know, one of her lines in the song was $50K for a verse, no album out. Like, as of Monster by Kanye West, she still did not have her own album out. It was just all mixtape stuff. And she was that big already that she's like doing a song with Rick Ross, Jay-Z, and Kanye. So that era, I mean, Up All Night by Nicki and Drake, like that's a huge throwback that was on one of Drake's mixtapes.
I forgot about that. Up All Night. I'm over here taking notes. You better be taking notes, DJs.
There's a lot of good gems, and like sometimes too, like I look for the songs like, because I know all the DJs are going to be playing the throwbacks that are on all the record pools. So what are the songs that are not on the record pools? Like, what are the songs that don't pop up anywhere? Like, another good one I've been playing that's a throwback completely in a different direction than what we're talking about right now with the mixtapes and hip hop is Year 3000 by the Jonas Brothers. Like, dude, girls love that song. Like, that was their breakthrough record. But like, that's not on any pools. Like, you have to go buy that on Amazon. But like, go buy that on Amazon. You know, that is probably the biggest Jonas Brothers song you could literally, like, I played it at
Really?
Heinz
I don't even
Field
have it
before.
I don't even have it.
That's because it's not on any DJ record pools. So that's my point. Go download Year 3000 by Jonas Brothers. You know, like that's where a lot of people are just kind of missing. And another thing that I talk about in my presentation is I always give a lot of credence to like an artist breakthrough song, like the first song that really made people know about that artist, because I feel like people are always going to be super connected to that. So like, Oh, Let's Do It with Waka Flocka Flame. Like that first song, like if there's an artist you love, like you're always going to have some special connection with like the first song of theirs that you heard that made you say like, oh shit, who is this? You know?
I Kissed a Girl by Katy Perry. No, nothing. No, but that's a really good point, though. Like,
so that's a whole nother rant about how I hate songs that have a swing beat. Like I Kissed a Girl, Sweet Caroline. Like I hate songs with a swing beat. Like it just because I think it's super weird to dance to. Like unless you're
can't
just
two-step to it.
You know, holding your partner. Yeah, like I just don't think it's functional to dance to. But that's a whole nother rant for another time.
No, but that's a great point and a great idea. Like, I actually want to do this. I never did that. Like, I think it would be a great idea to list all your favorite artists, like everything you personally like, every artist, every genre, just list them all out, and then go through and look up, if you don't know off the top of your head, what was their breakthrough song? What was the one song that they made it with? You know what I mean? And a lot of times it's a song that like we don't play anymore. We haven't played since it was like hot, you know, and you could bring it back and everyone will know it. It's going to be a recognizable song. It's not like you're, you know, breaking new music. Like, that's a great idea. Nuggets, baby. Keep it coming, Dave. This is great. This is great. I don't even got to pay you. This is great.